You know, love is the only reason we're here. And when you die, the only thing you take with you is the love you had when you were here. You protect the ones that you love that are still alive. You connect with the ones you loved when they pass over. And like a lot of you that are with a woman that you feel is your soulmate, you were together in other lifetimes, through other times in the world, you know, in the ancient times. And the love is what keeps you together and keeps you searching for each other, and why your soulmate was born in Long Island and you live in Long Island too, because the universe is keeping you together and allowing you to find each other and cultivate that love and transcend that life and that love through the world, you know. When you're beaten as a child or you're abused as a child sexually or whatever, it ruins, it hurts that, not destroys, but hurts that love from cultivating and growing, because a child that's molested or a child that's beaten doesn't feel love, has a warped sense of what love is, you know. Sexually abused children think the only way to be loved is through sex, and because that's the way their parents or the adults in their lives, that's how they were loved, you know, through sex. And abuse, you know, if you beat up a child, they see a punch as a love punch, you know, and the problem is they cultivate that through the rest of their life, you know. They beat their children because they love them and they're beating them, and or they sexually abuse their children because that's the way they were loved, and they get partners that either allow that to happen or they abuse too, and it just becomes a very warped and sick environment. And that's all the devil, you know. The devil did that to you on purpose, because people like that, as you can imagine, are not strong. They're not strong-willed. They're very easy to manipulate and brainwash and indoctrinate into the devil's world and the devil's matrix, and you live within that matrix and you can never get out of it. You can never get out of it, you know. And that's what the mob does, and the government. They help keep that matrix alive. They are the matrix. They were the matrix. You know, now I'm the matrix because I beat the matrix, and I'm creating a new matrix, a matrix of love, not a matrix of control and hate, which is the matrix they love, and that's the matrix they made and controlled. You know, they controlled you through your own fear. Their only control over you was your fear, and that's why they did things that made you fearful, you know. And I think you can see that I don't do that. I'm not trying to make you fearful. I'm trying to make you brave. I'm trying to make you fight for your loved ones, fight for yourself, you know. And you don't necessarily have to date a million women to find the right one. The best way to find the right one is to date no one and work on yourself. Make you love yourself and work on your career and work on your education, work on your family, your mother and father family, and eventually the right one will just basically pop up out of nowhere. And be like, boom, where'd you come from? Boom, you're the right one. You're the one I've been looking for my whole entire life, you know. And it's like, because the worst thing you can do is find that person and be involved in somebody else. And when you find that right person and you're involved with somebody else, that right person will just go away, and you'll miss your opportunity for the rest of your existence, until you die. But keep yourself open to the right. God knows you want someone, but God don't care if you're young and you don't want to wait till if you're 18 and you want to wait till you're 29 to find the right one. You know, but you'll be a very different person at 29 than you are at 18. and the 29 in you will make that relationship work where the 18 it wouldn't have. And that's why the 18, the right person wasn't put in your life. You know, actually wrong people were put in your life to teach you what the right person would. So when the right person did show up, you would know that person. You would know this person to be the right person. You know, and if you don't experience that at 18, experience the wrong people at 18, then you'll never know that person come into your life at 29 and you'd be like, you would discard them or just pass them by. You know. And that's why it's just put it in God's hands. And while you're doing that, work on yourself. Love yourself. Learn what you want. Learn what makes you happy. And then try to learn to find somebody that complements that and brings more of that into your life. You know, if you like art, you need art materials, find somebody that'll buy them for you and set you up in an art room. You know, not necessarily they have to come in and do art with you, because the art is you. The art is who you are. You don't want somebody to come in and be like, well, I can draw one better, you know, and like a competition. It's not a competition. It's a compliment, not a competition. You want them to, you know, maybe they're a great accountant, but they can afford to set you up in an art room with all your art materials, and you can, instead of working, you can sit there and create. And whether you do or not sell those pieces of art is immaterial. You know, maybe because he's a great accountant, he can set you up with an art gallery, and you can show your art, and you can sell your art, you know, and compliment you in that. And he's not coming, and you're not going in his world and saying, I can account better than you, you know, and he's not going in your world and saying, I can draw a better picture than you. It's not about that. It's not a competition. It's a compliment. You compliment each other, you know. You know, and artists are hard to love. Artists, because they're out there. Their brain doesn't function like everybody else. You know, they value their art very highly, and sometimes it's hard to find someone that values it the same way, and not, like I say, as a competition, but understands that the art is part of them. It's like cutting off their arm. You know, if you took away the paintbrush. You know, and you don't want to do that to someone you love. But you have to love yourself before you can love someone else.